Hi everyone, it's Mr. Right here, and it's great to have you back for part 4 of Arthur and the Golden Robe, and I cannot wait to find out, will Arthur get to the top of that mountain and find Thor in his great hall? Let's get busy. So these words are fab for remembering what happened last time in the story. So Arthur was attempting or trying to find magical worms in the forest, instead found a beast. He climbed to the top of the canopy, the tops of the trees, the leafy areas, and saw the wolf hurtling towards his town. And in the town, the beast knocked over the great fire, putting it out, leaving the embers glowing and smoking. So the embers are the last parts of a dying fire. And somebody needed to go and find Thor to help put the fire, start the fire again. And of course that est suffix meaning the most, so the most strong or tough townsfolk wasn't able to do that because of the injuries they suffered. So let's see how they got on. So here's Arthur. I remember he snuck out at night and went on this treacherous journey across the sea. And I remember you had to go right in your own journey, or drawing it too. Looks like Arthur's landed, and he's found at the top of the mountain the Great Hall. That's where Thor is supposed to be. That's what Atrix had said. Have you noticed Arthur seems to be in this picture many times? I think that's to show the passing of time, how it's taken him a long time to clamber up. And if we look at the bottom, he's almost looking up, and he's probably wondering how he's ever going to make it to the top. Once he's got started, looks like he's quite confident. But at this point, more than halfway, he's had to stop and take a rest. He's looking out into the distance. We can't see what's there, but I'm imagining mountains and valleys. I bet it's stunning. And he's continued up, and here he looks sort of hunched over, like he's trying to catch his breath. Eventually, I'm sure, making it. And look, it's above the clouds, this Great Hall. That's certainly a huge journey to take. After a long journey, Arthur finally reached the Great Hall. The powerful door swung open and a voice boomed. "Welcome, young traveller. I am Thor, god of sky and thunder." The warrior god listened intently as Arthur recounted the fate of his town. That means retold. At last, he nodded gravely. Looks like Thor's going to listen to him. "The wolf is Fenrir, son of the evil god Loki, and he has ravaged many villages over the past years. I will relight your great fire, but only under one condition. You must help me capture the beast," said Thor. And yeah, this is not looking good for Arthur. I wonder what he's holding, the book. Ah, right. Oh, I think it's Arthur's journal. He's obviously drawn the beast to show Thor. Arthur could only tremble in his boots as Thor explained how the gods had already failed to trap the wolf. So they've already tried and failed. This is definitely going to be challenging. Right, we've got the gods here. Look, this is the battle. Fenrir had nearly squished Freya, the goddess of love, while she had tried to cast a spell. Then there was Balder, the god of justice, who had only just escaped from the jaws of the beast despite his amazing strength. And Thor's own brother, Tyr, had his hand bitten off when he tried to outwit the wolf. No, look at that. He's lucky it wasn't more than his hand. Oh, we can see a bit more of the Great Hall, can't we? Where Thor's sitting. He's on a throne, etched in runes, and runes were said to have magical properties, weren't they? They held spells. There's Thor's hammer. He's got lots of weapons, and they don't look like they're displayed. It looks like he uses them. So we've got a spear, we've got shields, an axe, and a mace. So he obviously likes to go out fighting. And here he's drinking something. And from that drink seems to be something here, maybe trying to tell a story, or... Oh, look, it must be how to stop the beast. Let's see what he says. The only way to stop Fenrir is with a rope made from two incredibly rare items. The sound of a cat's footfall and the roots of a mountain, said Thor. And by the looks of things, you have already collected many strange things already. Before Arthur could refuse, Thor handed him 2 glass bottles and sent him on his way. So these glass bottles must be to put the 2 items in, because it's 2 glass bottles. So he's got to find a cat's footfall, the sound of a cat's footfall, and the roots of a mountain. Well, they're a bit cryptic. I'm not sure what they are at all, and I'm wondering if Arthur knows what they are. But he hasn't been given a chance to ask any questions. He got sent on his way straight away, didn't he? Now, this seems like a bit of a challenge then. It doesn't seem very helpful either, does it? Surely a god can go and find those things easily. I'm wondering though if this is how the golden rope's going to be made. So the 2 items are going to be used, aren't they? Now this isn't Thor, this is Odin. You can tell by the beard's different. And Odin always had 2 ravens that used to search for whispers and secrets in the land of the humans and bring them back to him. And it looks like it's the golden rope maybe wrapping around Fenrir to stop him. So maybe that's what's going to happen. Now I don't know if you've noticed, but Arthur doesn't really seem to have a voice in this story. I don't think he's ever had any direct speech, has he? I don't think he's ever had anything to say. I think whatever he said is kind of being told through narration rather than him speaking himself. Now this gives me a bit of an idea for a writing challenge. Let's give Arthur a voice in this story. Let's get him to ask the burning questions that we have. We have some speech bubbles here with what, where, how and why. Now for me, I can think of so many different sentences just for this what alone. Give yourself some more time, pause the video and have a think of your own questions. So here's some of my burning questions. What are the roots of a mountain? Where do roots of a mountain grow? How many roots do you need? Why do I have to find the items for you? I mean, they're just one example for each of these, and I'm sure you come up with something similar or many others that are different. And of course, these are all about the mountain roots, but we could ask about a cat's footfall. We have no idea what that is. And so your challenge is to have a go at writing these down. You could draw them instead, or you could tell somebody. And if you were up for a very extra special challenge, you could try writing some questions for Arthur using the words when, which and who. You could also turn some of these speech bubbles into punctuated direct speech. I hope you have fun practicing and I'll see you again soon.